I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and say peace, mercy, and blessings unto all the hopeful elect. All right, to the to the hopeful elect, to the believers. All right. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means He exists, He is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, which means He is the deliverer. And we are the Hebrew Israelites. Today we're being so-called black, colored, Native American, Seminole Indian, Latin, Hispanic, Jamaican, Negro, Haitian, Jamaican, West Indian, Trinidadian. Okay, but we're those people that make up the lost 12 tribes. And the self-proclaimed white man, he's not white, he's red. They are the Idumeans, or the Edomites, according to the Holy Bible. They're the devil and the end of the world. All right, and I don't really have any, thing planned, but I do have a few articles through the Spirit I'm going to touch on and bring out some precepts, just a recent prophetic events in the news, and I pray that this be edifying. Okay, so this first article I want to touch on is from sharethefanplan.com, and as you can see, Babylonian rulers want to send another 24 billion, all right, to U to the K to the ring. Okay, so and mind you, meanwhile over here in Babylon, the citizens of Babylon are suffering it. They're struggling. Okay, this is from zeroheads.com. It says Thanksgiving dinner will be 19% more expensive this year than before Sleepy Creepy was elected. Each year, the Babylonian Farm Bureau, Federation, releases a price survey of classic items found on the Thanksgiving dinner table. This year, the average cost of feasting stands at $54.33, which is less than last year, but still constitutes the $8.64 increase from before the 2020 thing. The most expensive item by far is the turkey, which this year cost an average of $25.67, and is an increase of $4.87 from pre-pandemic levels, while most ingredients have increased somewhat. Sweet potatoes, fresh cranberries, and whipping cream have dropped in value. So pretty much, and today is Thanksgiving. Just turned so-called midnight. I work the overnights, the graveyard shift, if you will. And this is my lunch break. So I come out and I do the work. So now it's Thursday, 11/28, so-called Thanksgiving. And it's spiritual that these high, unholy days keep falling on the Sabbaths, because you had Halloween fell on the Sabbath. Now it's Thanksgiving. It's going to fall on a Sabbath. But the Most High is not pleased with these feast days anyway. Okay, because it actually goes into the slaughtering of the natives. The natives. Which is why you have something called National Day of Mourning, which, some Native Americans, they're into that. They don't even, they don't even eat on this day. So pretty much they fast because they're remembering what Esau did to their ancestors, forefathers, and how this land was taken from them, right? But this is the book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I would not smell in your solemn assemblies. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai hates these feast days, right? So that means he hates this whole fucking holiday season, from Halloween to Valentine's Day to Easter to 4th of July. It's the same demonic rotation of I'll read it again. I despise your feast days. It's the same rotation of demonic feast days and sacrifice days for the elites, which they have tricked you average, low-hanging fruit, less desirable to participate in, and have your children participate in, okay? And the cycle continues of degenerate nation, which is what you have here. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies, though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. And another thing, people just seem to skip over, Thanksgiving, and they got the Christmas. Some people have all the shit up. They have the Halloween decorations, all right? Take that down, hurry up, throw up the Thanksgiving decorations, and then what they want to put up with that is the Christmas decorations. So that's what these people are into, but none of that is pleasing to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, and another thing, people aren't really in that holiday spirit anymore. You don't feel it like when you was a kid. Okay, this is Isaiah 24 and I'm gonna jump down to verse 8. The mirth of the tabrets ceased, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceased. Yeah, how many times, when's the last time you seen Christmas carolers walking, going, singing, merry? Nobody's in that damn spirit, man. Okay, when the last time you seen people in the community coming together and hand out turkeys and homeless, and they might still do that. That spirit is taken out, though, man. Verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a song. Yeah, tonight, what people are going to do? They're going to get some food. They're going to eat till their stomachs pop. Drink till they throw up, all right? Commit all type of adultery, lewd sexual acts because they have the day off. They might have the whole weekend off. Some people, well, if you're lucky, So this whole weekend is just going to be a freak fest, okay? But it's gonna come a time where that wine ain't gonna hit how I used to hit that woman. If you are a woman, that man, okay? They says they shall not drink wine with a song, strong shall be bitter. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them. That drink ain't gonna do it anymore, man. Okay. Says the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up that no man may come in, right? And that's going to come to what? Martial law, UN troops, peacekeepers, Gurger troops, different militias, your neighbor. Scripture says because of the lack of bread, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall spoil their houses with the sword, all right? And take away what their neighbor has, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, but you can read that in 2nd Esdras 15. But just going at an example, they're sending billions overseas to these countries. Meanwhile, Babylonians over here feeling the squeeze. The price of food is going up, gas, rent, heat, and we're entering the cold months. This could be a very, very bad winter, which it probably will. This is from End Time Headlines. This holiday season will be a season of very deep suffering for millions of Babylonians. That's what the Most High is getting ready to bring to these damn. Matter of fact, I gotta go to Esdras anyway, so let me just read it. This is 2nd Esdras 15, and I'm going to go down to 14. It says, "Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein," and that means destruction. All right, and great death, the destruction. All right, to this world, the inhabitants thereof. Okay, the rulers. All right, going to the elites, the top banking families, the seed of Esau, Amalek. Okay, for their sword and their destruction, joy 9. Yeah, nuclear destruction. All right, but also Jacob's trouble to our people, because our people led us to flock to the slaughter. All right, 2/3 of our people gonna get caught up in it. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you're gonna have different militia, like the show, the Walking Dead, the movie The Road. I Am Legend, this faction versus that faction. The Last of Us. These are very spiritual films, movies, TV shows that they have put out, that give you kind of a visual of what the end times will be like, even though it will be 100 times worse, And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, so Egyptian against Egyptian. There's going to be all type of wars out here. Okay, wars and rumors of wars, but it's going to happen on different levels inside of Babylon, with the peacekeepers versus the people, different militias versus one militia. All right, 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Right, people speaking out against the powers that be, government. Okay, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're not going to give a damn. All right, it's going to come a time where people are going to rebel, and they're going to go against those that be in power. All right, and whatever title, position, office, that's not going to mean shit. Okay, and in the time of Jacob's trouble, which will turn into the trouble of all the nations. 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, and that's going to be because of what? Checkpoints. You don't have the correct paperwork, i.e. you don't have the rights device. You can't get in. You don't have, maybe the city is fucking under quarantine. You can't get in. You can't get out. There's a show, I believe it was on Netflix. It was called Quarantine. It was take place down there in Atlanta. People couldn't get in the city. Couldn't get out the city. Maybe the bridges might be taken out to the city. They showed you that on I Am Legend. If your ass don't got a boat, you can't get in the city. You can't get out the city. There's tons of different scenarios. But it says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because of pride, right now these cities are troubled with homelessness. They're troubled with drugs. They're troubled with gangs. All right, they're troubled with violence. They're troubled with police brutality. Okay, there's all sorts of trouble. It says, opinion, if you live in a warm home and have plenty of food to eat, you should consider yourself extremely blessed because millions of others are deeply suffering right now. Yeah, millions of Babylonians are without shelter and we're coming up on the cold months. You get on the thruway, there's people, more and more people out there asking for money, change with a sign that says anything helps. They're sitting there looking very, very depressed, man. Most of the country is living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, it don't matter, whether you're making, it don't matter how much money you're making. All right, from let's say you're making $30,000 or you're making $100,000 a year. This is why living within your means is important because it don't matter how much money you're making right now, you're still barely fucking making it. Okay, so that's the how about Shemi Shai. Because one way or another, this bitch is going to collapse, man. It's going to collapse. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, and verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, said Yahweh Shem Shai, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and the howling from the second, and the great crashing from the hills. Meaning this whole fucking economy, the economic structure, Black Wall Street, Dow Jones, S&P, all that shit is gonna fucking crash. Now, when Mr. Trump got in office, guess what happened? The stock market boosted up 1,500 points. He put JFK in his cabinet, Elon Musk in his cabinet. It says, how you inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut off, all they that bear silver are cut off, right? And it doesn't matter, it's going to come a time where all your money is going to be useless, and you're not going to be able to buy your way out of judgment, okay? You're going to have people that got, fallout shelters, bug out bunkers, preparing for doomsday, but you would not be able to make it to those shelters, okay? In most cases, you're preparing you're stocking up those goods and you're preparing those shelters for the elect. Okay? Yahweh Shem Shai is going to allow his elect to come across those things. It says, my servant shall eat, my servant shall drink, but you shall be hungry. Okay? A lot of these people that are in the spirit of prepping, Mosai is not with them. They're going to die, and Mosai is going to allow his elect to stumble across those goods. Mosai could do it like that. Hell, in the wilderness, Mosai gave us a manna from heaven. The water came out of a rock. So Mosai, Nothing is impossible to Yahweh Shem Shai. But the point is, everything that these people of the world are doing that are not of the Lord, it's not going to benefit them. The Most High is going to have it benefit the elect. Back in this article from End Time Headlines, it says, most of the countries living paycheck to paycheck. The number of homeless Babylonians is higher than ever. Demand at food banks is back to scandemic levels, and many victims of Hurricane Helene, which, again, Helene is a Greek name that means shining light. Right? And the Most High been having his men, the prophets, shining his light on the situation, all right? Warning our people of what's come, Jacob's trouble, the nuclear destruction. Esau, the devil is your enemy. He's getting ready to come down with great wrath. The sea camps, are living in very thin tents. And they're in the mountains. It's about to get very fucking cold up there. They're not getting the help that they need from the government. If you break that word down, govern means to control, mint means to mind. Okay? Children in the mountains of western North Carolina are literally shivering in the freezing cold all night long because their parents have nowhere else to go. Okay? So, hey, count your blessings, man. Because it's just going to get bad out here. It's going to be times, it's going to be worse times, man, where you can find yourself in the predicament where you're fucking cold, you're hot, because all these comforts is getting ready to be stripped. That's what they're going through now there in Carolina. No shelter, very thin tent, all right? No playing PS5, all right? Humbled. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, all right? Nearly 2 months since Hurricane Helene. Matter of fact, that's how Yahweh Shem Shai visits too. Another way the Most High visits is with hurricane, all right? These different snowstorms called blizzards. Matter of fact, let's get this one. This is Isaiah 28, verse 2. Behold, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai had a mighty and a strong one, which has a tempest of hell and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. So that's what Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is doing. He's lifting up his hand, sending storms, tornadoes, tsunamis, hurricanes, snowstorms, blizzards, whatever you, Arctic blast, whatever you want to call it. And you could say, oh, well, it's the white man with that HAARP. Most High still controlling him. Right? It says in Psalms, save me from the wicked, which is thy sword. So all credit goes back to Yahweh Shem Shai. This is Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh Shem Shai of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, the flame of devouring fire. There's all types of wildfires breaking out too. That they go unnoticed a lot of times because they don't ever get put out. They're ever burning. Okay, but it all goes back to Yahweh Shem Shai plaguing the modern day Egypt. It says nearly 2 months since Hurricane Helene hit, hundreds of local families are left with nowhere to go. Now, some of these children are living in tents and in cars as their parents try to desperately find a new home. And then you got the current administration to offer these people $750 loan that they got to go pay back, which they ain't going to cover shit. They ain't going to build them a new home. They wouldn't even be able to pay the rent or the mortgage. All right? And if you do have a family, say if you got a family of 2 or 3, there ain't even enough groceries for a month. One of those parents is, once she showed News 13 the camper where she and her partner, along with her 2 daughters, are now staying, were taxed extremely hard. And one of the things that our tax dollars are supposed to pay for is disaster relief. But while FEMA personnel of North Carolina are sleeping in heated trailers, many victims of Hurricane Helene are sleeping in extremely flimsy tents that look like they could literally be blown away at any moment. Could you imagine have your kids sleep in a flimsy tent and night after night? Well, that's the days we're coming into, And now snow has arrived in the mountains of western North Carolina. Some survivors in western North Carolina have had to navigate their recovery efforts around potentially hazardous conditions. Snowfall ranging from a light dusting to about 2 feet has blanketed the area. In addition to snow, Those living in tents also have been facing very high winds. So there are people down in the mountains, they're catching hell. All right, and a lot of them are Esau, Edomites, but some of them could be Israelites because our seed is scattered everywhere. But hey, they're catching hell. Okay, and this level of hell is getting ready to come to a city, town, county, all right, state near you. Additionally, Helene survivors in Western Carolina will also have to manage with powerful winds. Wind gusts are expected to reach 30 to 45 miles per hour in Asheville, while other areas may feel gusts of 50 miles per hour or greater. Of course, Hurricane Helene is just one of the historic natural disasters that hit our country in 2024. So, yeah, both sides bringing that judgment. And this is an article from strangesounds.com. It says potentially the largest bomb cyclone ever to hit over the Pacific Northwest. New threat emerges as a atmospheric river combines with once-in-a-decade bomb cyclone on the West Coast. Deadly storms pounds northwest U.S., leaving 500,000 without power. Don't want to deal with that copyright shit. There we go. It says, what is a bomb cyclone? Want to know about the weather phenomenon. When a major storm stirs up, excuse me, it's possible a bomb cyclone could accompany it, especially in the winter months. The rare weather phenomenon can bring a variety of hazards, including heavy snow, high winds, dangerous wind chill temperatures, and close to flooding. Google searches for the phrase bomb cyclone start to spike whenever it's mentioned by meteorologists. What is it? Powerful storm like that often snarls travel plans and prompts warnings from officials to take precautions. Here's what you need to know about bomb cyclones and how to prepare for them. Okay, so yeah. Excuse me. Just kind of getting over cold myself, which, by the way, if you got any time, some honey, that's very good for breaking down the mucus and the phlegm in your system. You can put that in thyme, ginger, some garlic, some onion, some turmeric, make some water, make it into a tea, put some thyme in there, some honey, that's what I use, and call Loyam Laya, how about Shemel Shad, most I'll be healing. So I just got one more article. I'm going to touch on it briefly. This is from All News Pipeline. It says the world is on the brink of a nuclear H. I ain't going to say it. Depending on how much the U.S. and NATO want to continue poking the well on Russian bear, yet Congress fearless. And you see, Gog and Magog wants a war. Look how close they put their country to our military bases. You see? But that's Babylon, though. They're stressed thin. Just like the military of ancient Rome was stressed thin. You got Sleepy Creepy giving Ukraine the okay to fire missiles into Russia. They keep poking the bear, but this bear is going to bring out the destruction and the end of this society, which is the Third World War that's coming quickly. Okay, but the closer we get to the Third World, the closer we get to the Haragma, the final test. Isaiah 9 verse 5, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So part of the prophecy states that this next Third World is coming quickly will be with burning and fuel of fire, but it's actually going to be with nuclear, intercontinental ballistic burning. All right, and fuel of fire, and that's going to turn Babylon the Great into a lake of fire. Okay, that's what the scriptures talks about, right? The lake of fire is not talking about a place where you die and you burn under the ground for all eternity. No, it's talking about this wicked kingdom, because the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah like that, turned into destroyed it with fire and brimstone. Now it's uninhabitable. Scripture says the same judgment awaits Babylon the Great. This is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And this is coming very, very quickly, man. Okay? It's coming very quickly. So I'll give one more precept, then I'll have to close it. I'm glad tomorrow, no slavery, because they can finally, get in the spirit, man, study, do some lessons, It's Revelation 13:1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea. This is John the Revelator on the island of Patmos. Yahweh Shem El Shai gave him a mighty vision. And everything the Most High revealed to John the Revelator, we're seeing it. So you can't say this book is not true. It's either the Most High open your eyes to see it, or you have been blinded, And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So the beast, when you read about beasts in the scriptures, is describing a kingdom, a conglomerate of nations that are coming together to rule or govern on the earth. In this instance, this kingdom is going to have 7 heads and 10 horns, meaning it's going to be very vast. It's going to have a lot of rulers. It's going to be a very large empire. Okay? And the kingdom is talking about, it's mentioned here. All right? The U.S. is the whore, and NATO is the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. And we know that the scarlet colored woman riding upon the beast. Okay? So the 7 heads would go into, let's see. I wrote this down in my notebook. I don't have it with me. Just to get it straight. It's going to go into Germanium Minor, Germanium Major, French, Rome, I usually be able to just search the sign and they'll show it to me, but it won't anymore. Okay, you know what? Salakia. Okay. I'll just have to add that in the post-production. Yeah, but anyway, the 7 heads represent 7 different kingdoms. 10 horns represent another 10 kingdoms, but they're all part of this conglomerate making up this huge empire called NATO. Okay? And upon his horns, 10 crowns. And upon his heads, the name of blasphemy, right? Because all manner of blasphemy proceeds out of this kingdom. Right? Over here in New York, they just pretty much made it, they pretty much just made it okay to commit adultery, which is, that it's always been okay. But now what's going to happen, you're going to have other states follow suit in that spirit. Verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, which that goes back to what? The beginning of Esau's ruler on earth was the Greek Empire. It's talking about the Greek Empire. Meaning what? It's like unto a leopard, meaning Greeks were in power, okay, in this kingdom. So it's an Edomite rulership pretty much. And its feet was the feet of the bear. That represents the end, or how the kingdom will be brought to an end. And notice it says the feet of a bear, going with what? Gog and Magog. Okay? Nowadays called Russia. And its mouth, that's the mouth of the lion, Britain. And its whore came out of Britain. Okay? And the dragon gave him his power and seat and great authority. Pretty much how America is modeled after the ancient Roman Empire. But it's going to be destroyed with fire. Okay? And I saw one of its heads as it was wounded to death. That's the ancient Roman Empire. The Israelites took it over. Okay? They just released Gladiator 2 with Macrinus as what? The Caesar. Showing you that Jakes were in power in Rome, ruling. And his deadly wound was filled, the Renaissance. And all the world wanted after the beast, right? And if your name is not written in the book of life, you'll be caught up in the allure, the technology, the philosophies of Esau's Edom and his kingdom. and that will be your destruction. You know. So with that, I just wanted to do a quick lesson. You know, I didn't really have nothing planned, just a few articles. Just wanted to, just hit record in the spirit. Pray this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to say shalom to all the hopeful